What is essentially more American than anything else in the world? Apple pie. Here I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate apple pie.
To make the base, you simply add 1 cup of plain flour, half a cup of self-raising flour, half a cup of corn flour, 125 grams of really chilled cold butter, a third of a cup of caster sugar, and 1 egg. Turn on your mixer and you want to get soft bread crumbs, baby. When it does get to the breadcrumby stage, you want to slowly add some cold water. When it's all ready to go, it'll essentially become one big lump, and it should just pull away from the sides. If it doesn't pull away, you need to add more flour. Take that out and put it with some cling wrap and roll it up, put it in the fridge for half an hour, and let's get ready to start preparing the tin to bake the pie. Now to prepare your tin, essentially you've got to give it a good grease. Here I'm just using some non-stick cooking spray, and this is a ceramic dish. I find ceramic works really well. Now because I'm an idiot and I forgot to film this part, essentially you want to take 2/3 of your pastry and you want to roll it out flat. Now to get it in the tin is always a bit of difficulty. Roll it back onto the rolling pin, grab your tin and roll it back over the top. Now don't worry if you put a hole in it, because here's an example. I did put a hole in it. Well done, me. But you want to slowly allow gravity to take hold. So just allow it to slowly flow down the side. Don't push it too hard. You don't want to put a big hole in, or more holes in it essentially. And if you do find that you do have a hole like I have here, you notice in a sec I'm going to take some of the additional extra pie crust here and slowly essentially fill in the gap. When you do fill in the gaps, of course, you want to make this still even. So even though you are using more, you want to spread it out so that it is nice and even. No one wants a big lump of pastry. You want to par bake this in an oven, and I'll show you how to par bake in a moment, around 180 for around 20 minutes. And this allows it to at least kind of par cook, nothing like raw pastry. So essentially the term to blind bake is essentially just to pre-cook the bottom of it. So all I've done essentially is just put it in some non-stick parchment paper here, and then I'm going to pour in some lentils. You can use lentils, you can use rice. Probably the best tip I can give you is if you are going to use some rice or lentils for blind baking, make sure you mark your tin and don't go and cook them for your family members. Nothing tastes worse than rice that's been in an oven a few times. So spread out your lentils / rice / beads and make sure it's even. Cook it for around 25 minutes, and when it comes out, here comes the fun part, trying to get it out with not getting any beans in it. I found this is easier. Just get it and slowly pull it out and then tip it towards the side to get it out. Then we want to add in our apple filling. So I've got a tin of apples here. You can use around 6 Granny Smith apples. I put in 1/4 cup of sugar and just a good sprinkling of cinnamon here. And then I'm going to give this a good toss, nice and wet, just like your mum. Slowly pour this into your pie, and you want to make this nice and even. Make sure that you do get a little bit of that liquid in there because you don't want it too dry. If your apples are pre-cooked, you only need to pop this in the oven at 180 for around 40 minutes. If they are raw apples, probably give it another 10-15 minutes. Now to decorate, you can put a lattice effect, you can put a whole covering over the top of the pie, but I like to use stars because, you know, I'm a superstar. So I'm slowly working the stars on top of the pie, and then what I'm going to do is give it an egg wash. Once again, I forgot to film that part. Well done, me. This video is going to be great. And I'm also going to sprinkle in some demerara sugar. It's a lighter sugar than brown, and that'll give it an awesome effect on the top. When it comes out, it's going to look awesome. Give it around a few minutes just to cool down because you don't want to give your guests 3rd-degree burns. Enjoy with some cream or even ice cream. And that's it. How American. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, like us on Facebook, link below.